Hello everybody, it's Philip from MDF2 1409, and this is our week 2 project. And in this week's project we had to work with navigation controllers as well as tab controllers and table views. And we were asked to research a topic from our research database that we were interested in and put that information inside of an application. So let's go ahead and get right into the Xcode and we'll show you what that is. So the article that we're talking about this week is the music of math games. It's a nice scholarly dissertation on how most video games that posit to teach math tend not to do it very well. And there's 5 individual sections that they don't do well on, and we provide information on that. As we can see here, we have our main storyboard, and then we have our secondary storyboard, which is a navigation controller right here that has a bunch of child navigation controllers after it. We then have our second tab, which is a table view controller with a custom cell that links out to a detailed view, and then our third view controller down here is a custom view that is getting its data from an object and a custom class that we created. Alright, so this is the actual project. As we can see here, we have 3 tabs, 1, 2, 3. We have the summary, the article, and the journal. We can come over here and we can go ahead and click on next, and we can go into each individual navigation view. As we keep clicking on next, we go to the main points that are in there. We can click on the buttons at the top to go back. As we progress through, we see all 5 of the main points. If I want to get back to the beginning, I can also just click on summary and that will take me back. And then we also have the article, which is a table view controller. And this is 5 individual elements, again, that we talk about inside of the article. And we can go ahead and click on something here, which will pop up details. So we still have the title, the picture, and the description like we had on the table view. But we have additional details as well. Each of the sentences or paragraphs under additional detail are individual items that we're storing. And then we have our reference and our URL that's also returned. And then we have our third tab here, and our third tab is just basically an overview of the article, who the author is, the details from the pages in addition and near, the publication that we got it from, and again, a nice little citation that I created. All of this is using a custom class object that I created that I'll show you now. Alright, so this is our custom article class. As we can see here, we inherit NS object, and we have several properties that are relevant to our article, as well as a method to create the citation, and then we initialize our article with an object. And so if we go to our implementation class here, we see that we have our init with object. It takes up what they call a parse framework object, which is our remote data object, and then it assigns all of our properties to the available information in the object. And that's how we initialize the new one. And of course we do have a blank init down here in case we want to initialize a blank one. And in our create citation, we do have a mutable string that we create, and then we have an append format where we take all of the details and put it in somewhat quasi-standard APA format. The use of that is inside of our custom controller. As we can see here, we have several IV outlets for the labels and text views on our view controller. And then we have an array, and then we have a math article, which uses our custom class object to create it. And then we have a string to hold our citation. If we take a look at the code here, when the view loads, we go ahead and pull the information from the remote server. And then when the information from the remote server loads everything here, which is it's querying for our selected topic on the server, and then when it loads, we put that information into an array, and then we take the first object in the array, because we only have one index for our data on the server. We reference that object, and then we initialize our new math article on this line right here with article allocate init with object, and that's our custom init function, that method that we created, and we're passing the object that we needed up here as the PF object. And then we are setting all of our controls right here to the relevant information for the article. That makes it kind of easy there. And then of course we create our citation and then set that text as well. Alright guys, I hope you found it interesting this week. You can go ahead and take a look at that article, The Music of Math Games, on the EBSCO host. It'll give you some very good information about why current games that try to teach math do fail. It's rather interesting and really good read for most of us that develop. I'll see you next week, and you have a great day.